Hey Memo, you got the feed now. How are you?
Yeah. Yeah, how's it going?
Good,
Are we
good.
live yet or
Yeah, we're live. We're live. Let me start with the introductories. Hello, everyone. This is Maverick LSC, and we have a couple guests today, along with my other co-host, Memo One Dominion. We have Treiz, and we also have Lancer that will be probably showing up a little later on in the cast. And today we're going to discuss casting ideas for the upcoming Robotech live action movie. Um, we know that the production on It 2 was recently completed up here in Canada, where it was filming around the Port Hope area, and yeah, we want to discuss possible casting choices because if things are going to a certain schedule, which we think it's going to be going, then they should be looking around soon for people to fill in roles for the movie. So I would like to introduce Treiz. Treiz, how are you?
doing my best?
I see. I see.
That's
Um, I have a
Is
quick
that
question for
Pikachu?
you. Are you excited about the fact that It 2 production has been completed and it seems like they probably are probably going to start moving along into probably the production aspect of making this movie that all the Robotech fans are kind of waiting to see happen. Do you have any ideas of what would you like to see in terms of casting choices?
Nothing specific. I think that it's a pretty broadly appealing story. I'm not. I don't have my heart set on anyone in particular, especially young up and comers.
Do you have any, like, if not casting, what about directing? Like, do you have like a particular film style that you would like to see them film the movie in a certain manner? For example, a lot of Robotech fans have liked what they've saw with Neil Blomkamp's District 9 and Elysium, for example, and they think that's the kind of style that Robotech should probably be filmed or directed in a similar manner to the way that film was made. Do you think something like a District 9 or a Elysium style of movie would suit the adaptation?
I did like District 9. In my personal opinion, Robotech is best when it's at its most grounded. Um, so yeah, something like a historical, you know, style, more blunt, less stylized. The more nitty gritty, the better, in my personal opinion. That it's sci-fi. It needs to be speculative. Those are some of my favorite parts in the show when you see the extra attention to detail that the original creators put into the backgrounds, the detailing, just characters doing things that they would have to do in that situation that a lot of more modern shows gloss over because it's not about the sci-fi in those shows. It's about just the fantasy of being off on an adventure. I think it placing restrictions from a storytelling perspective, oddly enough, usually enhances storytelling. It gives you kind of a direction, and you're not so lost in the options. You kind of have more of a direct route to go, and you can be more creative in that lane.
So something similar to like a story within a greater scope of a larger scope of a story. And one movie that comes to mind that kind of suits what you're saying to me was Enemy Mine. I don't know if you recall that film with I think
Of course.
with what's his name? Oh, from Iron Eagle, the actor. I'm trying to remember names. It's like an '80s movie. But Enemy Mine is one of those stories where it's like you have a grander scope with a larger war that's occurring, but the whole film was basically focused on basically two characters that are stranded. Both of them are each other's enemies in this.
That was Dennis Quaid.
Yes, Dennis Quaid. Yes.
Dennis Quaid. Yeah, Dennis Quaid. I had like thinking too the name. Damn,
Yeah.
yeah,
What?
Enemy Mine was
Iron Eagle.
nice. I agree that from the broader perspective of the sagas, Robotech is very focused on specific situations. In the Macross saga, it's the SDF-1. In the Master saga, it's the 15th. It's more narrow. And in the new generation, it's much more narrow. It's just Scott and his group for the primary amount of time of the storytelling. You know, it's from that perspective. Even though there's a lot more going on in the background. Rick Hunter's in the Earth Reclamation Force doing stuff, sending people back, and you know, the Regis is doing her thing off in the distance, and it's nice to have it stick to that window, you know, and tell that story instead of getting lost in something too big. I think Enemy Mine's a good example of a really narrow focus, you know, something for that would be more applicable to new generation. I think the new show Expanse is probably closer to.
That's an amazing series.
I think that would be kind of a closer analog to what I'd like to see on the SDF one. It's kind of a hard sci-fi, you know, wherever possible. It's hard sci-fi, and it's very character driven. Obviously, the Expanse is a much smaller cast than what we'd have in Robotech, but that's kind of what I gravitate towards. I really appreciate, you know, having the character and the drama, but also having the attention to detail. A lot of shows that are otherwise terrible will be saved for me just because they put that effort into it to get the details right, and that can sometimes. I mean, maybe I'm weird, but that just does it for me.
Well, I don't think you're weird. One thing for sure, when I watched The Expanse, I started watching it through my cable provider. They have an option where you could actually backtrack and catch up on like the earlier seasons. So I actually caught on to The Expanse quite late, and I believe people. I'm not sure if viewers know that The Expanse is actually based on a novelization, series of novels that the show is based on. And a lot of the science involves basically humanity basically expanding throughout the solar system, but they don't have warp drive. They basically started selling their population centers across the Mars. So basically, you got the Mars, and you got Belters, which are people that live out in the asteroid belt, and they all provide. They're kind of like the outer territories for Earth, and Earth basically needs additional, like Earth is ravaged by pollution and is overcrowded, so basically they were forced to extract resources from space. And the Martians in the Expanse are very warlike and very advanced as a basically another nation. And the Belters are kind of like the like a third world, kind of like almost like a slave people. And
colonies.
Colonies basically, yeah. Yes, and the technology is not. You're still muted, Brian. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Something's up with your mic.
Yeah.
Like feedback. Reminds me of Rick Hunter message.
Sounds like somebody being de-rezzed.
Yeah.
Message with what do you call it? The old man in the who runs into him? Scott Bernard.
Yeah. You know what? Oh wait,
there
Brian.
Oh, there he is.
Wait. It worked.
Brian, I heard you. I hear you.
Yes.
Hey Brian, how are you? Welcome to Robotech World.
Finally.
This is awesome, man. This is cool. Anyway, we were just
want to introduce them?
Okay, so hold on a second here. I'm gonna rename him here because
yes.
Sorry
Hello.
about that.
All right, now how do I do this picture again?
Basically, you just have to turn off your live feed, your video feed.
Is that it right here, where right next to my picture, where it says mute and then has 3 dots?
Treiz would probably know that better because I haven't had to do that.
You talking about in Zoom or YouTube?
In Zoom.
Zoom.
I think the 3 dots. 3 dots is just options: mute, rename, hide non-video participants.
Hide your video.
Hide self.
Hide self view.
Video,
No,
yeah, there you go. Where the video is.
Well, there's stop video, and I don't want to do that. And then there's video settings and the cameras part.
Oh yeah. Touch the video. I touched the video right now, and it turns off the video, but I could still see you guys.
But can you still talk?
Yeah, he can still
can
talk.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
still
we're
talk.
talking. Yeah, we're talking.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
Oh,
there
you
that's a cool icon. I love that. Awesome.
Okay, nice.
Wicked.
Can
Okay. So
you hear me, guys? Still?
Oh, there! I see it now.
Awesome.
You know what? Lancer has dressed up as a Jedi before.
I still do.
Yeah, at certain conventions. I think I seen you around dressed up before.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool.
So, hey, guys.
Okay, so Lancer, go. I would like to introduce everyone here to Lancer, and he's one of the guests on the show, and he's going to be discussing his casting choices for the upcoming Robotech live action adaptation. So, Lancer, how are you? And you know, we had a little bit of a hiccup with the audio feed, but we're glad you're here. What would you what made you come up with the choices that you have regarding because I believe you were used this PowerPoint before at conventions.
Yeah, I what I did was I went to Facebook and I posted on a couple of forums there, and I basically put it up for a survey, and got the top names between myself, the participants online, and we came up with some of the best names for the casting call.
Okay. Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna add your PowerPoint. So I'm gonna do a capture here,
Okay.
and let me. Whoops, that's not what I want.
That's not
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah, take the porn off.
No. This is the way OBS works. I have to let me remove that. I got the wrong kind of capture. I have to do a window capture. So basically,
I also have to refresh my memory on everything. So I had to bring up my own list real quick. So
okay, no
all
problem.
right, got it. I'm good.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm good to go.
all right. Let me see if I find it here. Okay.
My computer's still
Perfect.
updating.
Okay, perfect. So I'll just put that right around here. Okay. So
Is there any way that the people can see the choices that I put up?
they have what I have is the first image, which is the Protoculture Pasadena, Protoculture Com at Pasadena, California.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so just let me know what you want me to go next, and I'll move the. I'm just gonna go right now to PowerPoint.
Okay. We'll skip down to slide 8. Then we'll just start it off.
Okay.
Should be able to click the share button if you have something to share down at the bottom of the screen.
Okay. Hold on here. Let me go to Zoom. And I'll share this one. Okay, let's see. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
you know what? I'll do that. I'll do that completely inside Zoom then.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So that actually, thank you, Treiz. That's perfect. So,
How you doing, Treiz?
I'm surviving.
Have I met you?
I think we might have met once a long time ago. Were you at Robocon 20?
More than likely, if it was part of Robotech, I was there.
Yeah. It's been a while. I'm in Texas, so I don't get to make it to the West Coast cons very much.
Texas. Hey, are your Cowboys winning right now?
I don't root for the Cowgirls.
oh, you know what? It's not updating. It's not updating.
South Texas.
It's not. It's sorry, gentlemen. It's not updating the feed when it comes to the share. So I'm going to actually go back to my window capture because for some reason it's not catching it.
Okay, no problem.
So let me do that again. I'm not sure why it did that, but okay. Okay. So okay, we got the okay. You want page 8, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, now it's doing it.
Yeah. Well, it's doing it now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's going
I
through
just
it.
saw ass. All I saw was ass, then it disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that was a
that?
joke. It was meant to be a joke.
What the hell? No, go back to those girls, man. Who are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kimiko Glenn and Haley Steinfeld.
Feld. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to start with that one, Lancer?
Yeah, sure. These are some of the choices we came up for Minmei. My partner in crime, he came up with Kimiko Glenn. I guess she's on Orange is the New Black. I don't know her work, and I honestly do not know if she knows how to sing. But I guess for the Asian persuasion to keep with in time with Minmei, that would be a good choice. For me, if I wanted someone who knew how to sing, I would go with Haley Steinfeld. If you watched Pitch Perfect, the sequel.
Okay. My wife's a big fan of that one, so I'll probably.
Well, she's an excellent singer. She's just effing hot, and Minmei has to be effing hot. And of course, if she has some set of pipes on her, then more power to her. So.
Yeah, these ladies are very attractive. What was some of the reasoning behind your choice of selecting these two? Like, was this your partner in crime that helped choose these two, or did you just go by visual?
He chose Kimiko. I chose Haley Steinfeld. There actually wasn't a universal choice for Minmei online.
Okay.
I got a whole smattering of different females, so there wasn't a clear definitive choice. So these are the two that we went with just for this presentation.
Okay. And have they moved on to other like acting gigs, for example? Like, have they moved on to film or TV of late, so that we could get an update on terms of like their talent? Because like
if Kimiko's still on Orange is the New Black, I guess you can check that. Haley Steinfeld is actually going to be on Bumblebee coming up in December.
Okay. Okay, that'll be that'll be good, something nice to see then, for sure. Because like when I choose for my cast, I'm not going to discuss it now, my casting choice. But when I usually choose for my cast, I don't necessarily go by the visual look of the actors involved. I usually go for, like, for example, if they could convey the role similar to how the character was portrayed on the show, and like I want to see them act, to see if they act like the Minmei that we know, like
yeah,
like
and nine times out of 10, I would agree with you. Minmei is one of those choices that you would like to have someone who could sing.
Yes.
And then on top of that, if she just happens to be hot, then cool. But as if you saw Selena with J-Lo, you could just have someone who's hot and just lip sync all day. So
yeah, that's true.
So I mean, if they cannot find an actress who is a double threat, you could just find someone who would look like Minmei, but will lip sync all the songs from someone else.
Yeah,
Disney Channel style.
Yes, but speaking of lip sync, like, would you consider like original music, or would you go like through the Sony backlog? And
for the songs, it would be nice to have an original cast. Or, an original soundtrack. I mean, because the '80s songs are pretty much dated, and they're not going to do any of the Japanese stuff from Macross. So it would be nice to have something new, 21st century kind of original soundtrack for Robotech. That would be nice. And if they find an actress who actually can sing, maybe she could be a songwriter. I mean, like, for instance, if it was Taylor Swift, even though we know it's not going to be Taylor Swift, she's a singer, she's a songwriter. She could do some of the songs if she wanted to. She can write it, and it'll be her music. So, I mean, if we had an actress who could do that, that would be awesome.
Because I'm always wondering, like, Robotech is not just a sci-fi saga. It's very a musically based series. Like, in almost every saga or generation there's like 3 generations of Robotech, basically 3 series. Uh, they always had an integral role in the show in terms of having music in there. For example, the music was the center of the Macross saga, but was also kind of the center of the new generation with Lancer. So I always thought, there's got to be a tie-in with music, and music seems to plays a role significantly in the Robotech universe.
Oh yes, I still get goosebumps every time I hear "We Will Win" on Force of Arms. I still get chills when I hear that.
Yeah, and to have something like that in a live action movie, like how culture can sometimes defeat an enemy and not necessarily just through the brute nature of just war, is something that I think that's one of the messages that the movie must convey, is that weapons of war is not necessarily the machines and the people, but it's also the culture and because when I look at Robotech and what's happened in the past, something similar to that was the singing revolution that occurred in Estonia back in the 80s, where the Russians were ready to roll in their tanks into Estonia, and the Estonians basically lined up with hands joined together and were just singing, and they were able to stop the invading Russian army from overthrowing them, right? And then basically a coup, because the Estonians were trying to fight for their independence.
Well, look at Mav busting out the history lesson for you guys. Let this be a lesson to you, sports fans. So, and proto-culture geeks of the world, Mav's got knowledge.
Well, yeah, I have some, but it's, yeah. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, so basically, yes.
That was funny.
But, yeah,
let's go on to the next one.
Okay, so let's go for this next choice here. For Lisa Hayes.
Lisa, yes.
Okay.
Now, Lisa needs to be a strong woman. She just can't be a fly-by-night actress. This is why the selections that we chose, they're all strong women. So first you got Supergirl, Melissa Benoist, beautiful. She can sing. I mean, if she was Asian, she'd be my Minmei. But
how tall is she?
How tall is she?
Yeah, I think Lisa is a little bit tall, though. I don't know.
Lisa's not tall.
What?
Lisa's short.
Every time she was around Rick, I felt like she was tall.
No, but
Okay,
Rick is short, though.
Yeah, Rick is like, what, 5'8", 5'9"? You have to be for a fighter pilot.
Oh, no. For a fighter pilot, you have to be 6'2" or under.
Okay.
Yeah, for a pilot. Trust me, 6'2" or under. I've been in a Cessna. Trust me, they're not meant for tall people.
Okay.
So
Melissa Benoist is the first choice. There's another one after that for your next slide.
Okay.
Haley
yes.
Atwell. Those of you who are Agent Carter fans.
Yes.
I know. For me, she does it for me, and she could definitely hold her own against anybody on screen. I mean, hell, just watch Captain America.
Hey, Brian, is she or Lancer? Hey, Lancer, is she not playing a movie yet, or any movie right now?
Haley Atwell?
Not anything, right?
Not
Captain America.
Not that I know of.
Just Captain America.
Captain America, and pretty much everything of Marvel.
Yeah. Agent Carter and Captain America, I think, and maybe and she played a minor role in flashbacks for Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It's flashbacks.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then for the next
guys watching a YouTube channel, Carlos says hi. Carlos Pozo. I guess.
What's up, Carlos? How you doing? Welcome.
Yeah, he's in chat, so he says hi.
Cool. All right. So those were my two choices for Lisa. Let's go on. The next is Claudia. Now this one, I win the internet with this, and I don't care what anyone says.
Okay.
So we go to Kerry Washington. I win. Hands down, I win. Done. We don't even have to talk about anything else. It's Kerry Washington. Boom.
Well, that's kind of interesting. I have a question, Lancer. When you made the choice for Kerry Washington, did you have an ideal person in mind, like saying Kerry Washington would be well with this actor as Roy Fokker? Like, did you try to find a combination, or was it specific to a one actor? Because, like,
for this, I chose her because one, she's excellent in Scandal. From what people tell me, that I've never watched an episode, sorry, but I also know from her past acting career, she can be a mothering character, and that is kind of what Claudia is. Claudia is that shoulder to cry on, ear to listen to, and can give motherly, womanly advice. And in the pantheon of black actresses, you know, Kerry Washington, who played the mom, the queen mother on Black Panther. Yeah.
Oh, that was her. That was her. I didn't know.
It wasn't Kerry Washington. No, it wasn't her.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My mistake.
It was Dak Nevitt. I'm drawing a blank.
That would have been a hell of a makeup job, I swear.
Don't tell Mav that all black women look alike. No.
Oh man.
I'm joking with you, Mav. We love you.
I know. I'm being picked on today. Jeez, what did I do?
This is what happens when you're on the East Coast, man.
Yeah. I work second shift, so it's okay. I can stay up late.
No, I can't think of the actress off the top of my head. I'm drawing a blank, but
okay.
She would be my second choice for Claudia.
Okay.
But I also put age in there as well, because most of these characters are no older, except for, you know, with the exception of Global, Britai, Dolza, Lisa's dad. Most characters are under 25 at the most, except for Fokker, who's like 30.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Fokker would be definitely like in the 30s range. And,
or someone who looks 30. So
yeah.
But yeah, Kerry Washington, for me, she does it for Claudia.
Okay. Well, I had someone else in mind, but this was when I first had an idea for an actress for Robotech. I was thinking, what's her name from Firefly? Remember Firefly? What's her name?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, this would have been when the live action movie was first announced back in 2008, and she would have been still kind of young then. But now I don't even know who to choose for Claudia, because like she was my favorite back then.
Okay, so for the one I was thinking of, Angela Bassett. If you wanted an older Claudia, for the character you're thinking of for Firefly.
Talk about Gina Torres.
Yes.
There you go. That's her.
Yeah,
yes.
at the time, because when the movie I think it was 2007 or 2008 when they first made the announcement that it was picked up by Warner Brothers to make the live action movie, that I was thinking, okay, we got to start getting ideas for actors and actresses to play these roles, right? Because we didn't know at the time how long it would take to develop this, and obviously a lot longer than I thought. But yeah. Anyway, let's go on to the next slide.
All right, cool. Now the next characters. Now we got those women of the Zentradi. They're all categorized. So first person on our list is Zonie. So Zonie needs to also be a strong woman. So back in the day, 20 years ago, when we first started thinking about this, Lucy Lawless would have been perfect for Zonie. Fast forward 10 years to the early aughts, Tricia Helfer, aka Number 6 from BSG, Battlestar Galactica, the remake, she would also make a good Zonie, I believe. But if we're talking now in the teens to the late tens, Ming-Na Wen, if you want to go Asian, also from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or Michelle Yeoh, if you wanted to go a little bit older, but still also a very strong woman. If you've ever saw Tomorrow Never Dies,
Star Trek Discovery.
There you go, Star Trek Discovery. what is it? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yep, yep.
You know, these two women both kick ass, and you know, if you want to get diversity, you know, diversity is a good thing. So these women would also, any of the four would work for Zonie. So
I was thinking for Azonia, what's her name from Cloverfield?
Cloverfield. Which one? The first or second one?
The first one. She played. She was in the. She was the one that died in the when the creature was infecting her and she exploded behind the sheet or screen.
Oh, that narrows it down because everyone died in that movie.
But sorry. Damn. Actually, I have another actress as well. I was thinking for Zonie, I was thinking at the time, back in 2000, 2008, Carrie Ann Moss from The Matrix.
Okay. See, there you go. That could work too.
Yeah, so that would have been that would have been back in the day. But I was thinking, oh, geez, what's her name? She did the movie.
You talking about Lizzie Kaplan?
Yes, Kaplan. That's correct. I was thinking of her playing the role of Azonia only because she had the facial and bone structure like Azonia.
Huh.
And I was thinking matching her up with Cillian Murphy from.
Okay, well, don't get ahead of yourself.
Sorry.
Because we'll get the Chiron in a bit.
Yes.
No spoilers, Maverick.
No spoilers. Okay, so do you want me to move to the next slide?
Sure.
Okay. Anybody else have ideas for casts to play some of the roles for Azonia, like Treiz or Memo?
I had an interesting point of discussion, but we can cover that after the slideshow.
Okay, so Miria, you got to also have, like I said, all the women of Robotech are strong women. You know, I would even have to say, I would have to include Minmei in this, unfortunately. But, you know, Miria's got to be a badass. So, you know, for said badass, you know, you have Chloe Bennett. As you can see, I'm on a kind of a Marvel kick right now. You know, so if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., enough said. And, of course, star bucking across the universe. You got to take Katie Sackhoff. So, you know,
Katie Sackhoff.
Both of them can pull off Azonia, I believe. They're both strong women. They're both attractive women, just like Azonia. So, I think either one of them could pull it off.
Yeah, they're very attractive ladies. But I was thinking. I originally had Katie Sackhoff to play Dana Sterling, if they ever did a sequel and had a Southern Cross-based like part 2 of the live-action movie. No
disrespect to Katie. I think she would have to be younger. You'd have to find some prepubescent.
Yeah.
You know, an 18, 19-year-old to play Dana.
Yeah, true.
Because Katie Sackhoff is in her early to mid 30s, so
yeah, true.
I don't think that would work.
True. All right, I'm gonna move to the next slide.
All right then.
Good choices so far, Lancer. Really good choices.
All right, so this is what I call the Robotech characters you love to hate: Lynn Kyle and Chiron. So first for Lynn Kyle, for Lynn Kyle, this guy just have to honestly, you could just insert person here, someone who's annoying. So the first actor I thought of was Adam Devine. If you've seen any of his movies or any of his television shows, he can play that annoying SOB, and I think that could work. Honestly, even what's his name, TJ Miller could work if you wanted to go a scruffy.
Man, you're just being mean now.
Come on, it's Kyle. But for Chiron, Chiron, you got first. Okay, a myriad of guys who can play Chiron. First, I got Jason Isaacs. If you Star Trek Discovery again.
Yes. He was really good in that as a backstabber too.
He was only good. And he's also evil. Come on, he's Malfoy's dad. So yes. I mean, so I think and plus he's British. Everyone knows that all British actors play evil. So there you go. For my next choice for Chiron, you can also have Ian Rion. Okay, those of you who are Game of Thrones fans, you know this guy is an a-hole. And he can play a-hole quite well. Because we're not cursing on here for a family show. So, Memo and Rion would be perfect for Chiron if you wanted to go for that just genuine a-hole SOB insert expletive deleted here.
I actually could see him because I'm thinking right now, like if he changed his hair color and got rid of the beard and kind of went clean shaven with the long hair, I could actually see him looking like Chiron, like physically.
You know? Yes! If Joffrey was older, it would be perfect. But
honestly, at this point, the only person I'd recommend is Nina Gold, who was the casting director for Game of Thrones. Just bring her in, let her do her